Hey, you guys, come on in, come on in. While you guys are coming in, I'm going to go ahead and share. Bam, there we go. Great morning. Come on in, come on in. Come on in, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hey, April. Hey, Jackie. Great morning, baby. Y'all do me a favor. Go ahead and share this post. Go ahead and share this live. Go ahead and share it. While y'all are sharing, I'm gonna share, and I'm gonna give y'all what God gave me. Great morning, Christina. Thank you for sharing, Jackie. Hold on. Let me go ahead and share. Share, 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 share. Thank you, April, for sharing. Share a couple of more places. Y'all listen. Today's live. Today's live is um I'm trying to think how best to um a prophetic encouragement. That's what I'm going to call it, a prophetic encouragement. Because sometimes you guys we need some encouragement, right? But there's some things that God really needs us to see and to understand about us that's going to allow us to complete our assignment, okay? So this is a note day. This is a note day. This is one of those days where you're going to want to pull out a piece of paper and you're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to pull out a piece of paper and you're going to want to take notes. There are going to be some things that I'm going to drop that are going to be nuggets. They're going to be nuggets. So I want you out, get you some paper, a pen, something. You're going to need to take some notes today. This is a note-taking day. You're going to hear several listens throughout this message. And that's an indication that this is something that you most definitely need to write down, make note of, go back and review. Listen, this is one of those lives that you'll probably watch more than once, okay? I might go back and watch this. My husband's always like, you need to go back and watch your lives. I be like, I know. This one, yeah, this is probably going to be one that I'm going to do that today. So look, we're talking about your assignment God's way. Now, one of the things that can happen for us is that we understand what our assignment is, what our purpose is, but we try to do it like everybody else. We understand what our assignment is, what our purpose is, but we try to do it like everybody else. And what God needs you to understand is you're going to have to do this God's way, his way. He's going to tell you how to do it. It's not going to be like everybody else. It's going to be different. It's going to violate norms and traditions, but it's going to be the voice of God. This morning, I've been up for quite some time now, nodded off a little while, woke back up, and God began to minister to me about something that he wants, a couple of things. There's actually three things that he wants me to do. And I'm like, okay, God, okay. Now listen, What I know is when God tells me to do something, if I do it any way other than his way, it's not going to work the way that it was intended to work. It doesn't mean that it won't reap anything. It doesn't mean that it won't produce. It doesn't mean that it won't affect lives. It doesn't mean that it won't create change, but it won't have the impact that he desires for it to have. So I looked at some things. I looked at some things, and he just dropped something else in my spirit. But I looked at some things that God has been talking to me about, and he began to talk to me even more about why I do what I do the way I do, right? So I don't teach a lot on angel numbers, but I talk a lot about angel numbers, right? Haven't done a teaching on angel numbers and how we can use angel numbers to help us understand what God is trying to communicate through his angels that he sends as messengers to us, right? Haven't taught on it. Stay tuned. It's coming. But I talk about them a lot. Now, this is the thing. One of the reasons that I talk about them a lot is even if I don't teach them, somebody gonna go look it up. You're gonna go look it up. You're gonna go try to figure some things out. And I'm a firm believer in allowing the Holy Spirit to guide you and direct you because everything ain't for everybody. Okay. And I'm going to teach on it just so that I can give you all the sources that I use. I've told you all one of them. But there are others that I use, and I really am just led by the Holy Spirit to what is speaking to me in the spirit. So, but God gave me some instructions today. This morning, he gave me some specific instructions about something that he wants me to do. It's a couple of things that he wants me to do. And he was real clear. I read an email today from Doug Addison. Doug Addison is a prophet out of California. I was drawn to him because he is a prophetic strategist. And I was looking up prophetic strategists because, like, that's what God told me I am. He said, you are a prophetic strategist. You're not just a prophet, you're a prophetic strategist. So what does a prophetic strategist do? A prophetic strategist not only gets prophetic words, but they get strategy attached to the word. So someone can get a prophetic word for you, but not necessarily get the strategy, right? So I get the prophetic word and God will give me strategy. So I am a strategist. So God always gives me strategies. He will speak to me and tell me how to do something, to tell somebody something to do. And listen, when people do it, they see results and it multiplies and it magnifies. So I've learned to pay attention. So I get this email this morning. So every morning, Doug Addison sends out a prophetic word, right? And today, I think the word was about breakthrough. Hold on, I'm going to read it to you. But it was about breakthrough. But then he sent another email. And then it was the other email that really let me know for sure, without a doubt, that I am definitely walking in my purpose and I'm being destiny driven, not just purpose driven. So hold on, I'm going to read it to you. So the daily prophetic word is there is a breakout anointing here, a breakout, not a breakthrough, a breakout. Break out of boxes, break out of situations, break out. Like literally, there are things that are going to break out. Revival is going to break out. Renewal is going to break out. Redemption is going to break out. It's going to break out. It's going to break through and out. Out meaning it goes out, outward, forward, okay? So there's a breakout anointing here. So that was the first email, right? It resonated with my spirit, right? But then he sent another email. And this one got me. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why it got me because y'all have heard what I've been talking about. The title, the subject was You Got a Mission. Y'all know I've been talking about staying focused. Focus on your destiny, being destiny driven, how people are waiting, like all of this, right? It says, are you going to accept the mission? I don't know if y'all remember the live where I said something like, this is your mission, so should you so choose to accept it? Okay. Are you going to accept the mission? There's no one on this entire planet like you. Your birth was not random and you're more important than you know. You've no doubt felt opposition. There's a reason why it's been so hard. You are desperately needed, right? You are desperately needed right now. You have a specific personality and gift mix that can affect things in a huge way. Look, this is why I understand that I'm not for everybody, but I know that God created me the way he did because my assignment is so big, right? That's your mission, to use your gift mix to bring change in the assignment God has given you. It's so important that we press in to hear God's voice right now. Developing our gifts and getting the right perspective is key, right? So he goes on and he's talking about his school of the supernatural and some things that he's doing. And God said, listen to me. This is what God said to me. I'm talking about what God said to me. This is what God said to me. God said, listen to me. It's no accident that I've given you the holistic perspective that I've given you, that I've created you multi-talented and multifaceted, that I've made you so that you reach all the generations. Because listen, I can reach the little kids up to the seniors. Like, it's crazy how God has given me that ability in one message to reach everybody in the room. It's only, listen, God gave me that. That's a God-given gift. That's a gift that I got from God. Now, what I do with that gift is on me. But he began to show me in situation after situation after situation after situation after situation how I touch the hearts of the youngest to the oldest. Even the babies start paying attention when I start talking. Listen to me. I'm not saying just to brag on me, but I'm saying this because God needs you to understand who you are, the specific gifts that he's given you, your assignment, and then how he wants you to do it. Now, I am an educator. I'm always going to educate. I'm always going to teach. So this morning, I'm going to share some things with you about you that you need to understand in order for you to effectively fulfill your assignment. Some things that you need to understand in order to effectively fulfill your assignment God's way. Not your way, not the world's way, not somebody else's way, but God's way. So there's some things that you're going to have to do. So I'm going to be working between two devices. So I'm going to be putting things on one device, coming on one device and sharing it on the other one so that you guys will be able to see it. But I want you to get your pens and paper out because this is getting ready to be one for the record books. Now, for many of you, you may say, Dr. V, because I hear this all the time, I don't know what my assignment is. I don't know what my assignment is. Okay, hear it all the time. I don't know what my assignment is. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. The first thing that you have to do in order to fulfill your assignment God's way is identify your purpose. You got to identify your purpose. Now, y'all may say, Dr. V, I hear you. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what my purpose is. So let me help you. A, when you are identifying your purpose, you need to identify your areas of challenge. You have to identify if you don't know what your purpose is, identify your areas of challenge. Why do you want to identify your areas of challenge? Your purpose is always tied to your challenge. What? Your purpose is always tied to your challenge. Your area of challenge, you're going to find your purpose in your area of challenge. Why? God is calling you to people that you can understand and who can understand you. Your purpose is connected to your area of challenge. Wherever you've had your greatest challenges, that's where God is going to call you. He's going to call you in those areas. Why? Because you've got firsthand experience, right? So identify your areas of challenge, okay? But you don't stop there. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to identify your gifts. So to identify your purpose, you want to identify your areas of challenge, angel number 122. Identify your areas of challenge, and then identify your gifts. Okay. Now I want to tell you why I put it in that order. Okay. I could have said identify your gifts first, but see, I need y'all to understand that what is your area of challenge is also your place of blessing. Your place of challenge is your place of blessing. My God, today, your place of challenge, my God, my God, is your place of blessing. God is going to bless you in the place where the enemy thought he was going to take you out. Your place of challenge is your place of blessing. The place where the enemy thought he was going to take you out is the place where God is going to provide your greatest blessing. But you got to understand, you can't be afraid of that place. You can't be afraid of that place. You can't be afraid to give your testimony. You can't be afraid to let people know where you've been. You can't be afraid of that. So what the enemy does is the enemy uses shame to keep us away from the place of challenge, because it is our place of blessing, and he doesn't want us to get the blessing. So if he's going to stop us from getting the blessing, he attaches shame to the challenge, which keeps us from being in the place and dealing with the place and addressing the place where our blessings reside. I don't know who needs this today, but I pray that you get that your place of challenge is your place of blessing. Stop running from that place. Stop ignoring that place. Stop acting like that place never existed in your life. Stop it. Stop it. It's where God wants to bless you, but you'll miss the blessing because you're scared of how people going to look at you, how people going to judge you. They going to think I'm this, or they going to look at me this way. Let me tell y'all something. When you stop worrying about how certain people will look at you, you will affect change in the lives of those waiting on you. You're worried about the wrong people. You're more worried about what people who are not connected to your assignment think about your assignment than you are about helping those who need you in the place of challenge. Let me turn this fan on. My God. Listen to me, y'all. Listen. You know, people want to keep you in bondage, but God wants to use your place of challenge to be a blessing to other people. You didn't go through all that hell for nothing. You mean to tell me that you're going to let all the hell that you went through be wasted because you're afraid of addressing your place of challenge, dealing with it, really mining it, figuring out, God, what is it that you want to do with me in this place? How is it that you want to use this experience or these experiences? You mean to tell me that you're more concerned about what somebody that ain't got a heaven or a hell to put you in, don't pay your bills, can't feed you, don't provide your provision and your employment. You're more concerned about what they think about where you've been and what you've been through than you are about not allowing it to be wasted. This is a season of nothing wasted. Nothing wasted. You need to get so radical that you say, God, I don't want any experience that I've had to be wasted. Angel number 133. I don't want anything wasted, God. So you've got to be able to identify your purpose, but you can't identify your purpose and you're just accepting what everybody else says because you are afraid to identify your place of greatest challenge. Where are your greatest challenges in your life? Look in them places. Them places is where you'll find what? Your purpose. And you cannot get to your destiny without knowing your purpose. You want to just leap to the destiny. You can't get there. You ain't done what you need to do. So, in order to fulfill your assignment, God's way, you must first identify your purpose. In order to identify your purpose, you want to identify your areas of challenge. Okay? Identify your areas of challenge, because it is in your areas of challenge that in the place of challenge is where it's also going to be your place of blessing. God is going to bless you in that place. He's going to bless you in that place. Okay? You want to identify your gifts. What are your gifts? So there's a spiritual gifts inventory that you can take to identify your spiritual gifts, right? So you can take that and identify your spiritual gifts. If you want that link, I can send it to you. Listen, put spiritual gifts in the comment. I'll send you the link. But listen to this. I want y'all to catch this. Beyond just your spiritual gifts, you have natural gifts and talents. Angel number 133. Hey, brother, how are you? Great morning, Summerlin. Hey, Martin, how are you? Hey, Antoine, great morning. Great morning, Corey. Hey, Corey. Okay, make sure I got everybody. Spoke to everybody. Okay. All right. So I'll send you the spiritual gifts inventory. I see you, Summerlin. Okay. I'll send you the spiritual gifts inventory. But listen, okay. Identify your gifts. Let me do an A and a B. Okay. So for your identifying your spiritual gifts, where am I? Spiritual gifts is identify your gifts is a B, so I'm going to need a 1. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to do when you're identifying your gifts is tap into your spiritual gifts. What are your spiritual gifts, right? What are your spiritual gifts? What are the things that you just naturally do? Now, listen, if more people understood their spiritual gifts, fewer people would be out of alignment in the body of Christ and in the church. Listen, we put people in places that's not their gifting, right? Because we just need somebody there. Imagine what would happen if we put people in places where their gifts are aligned with their assignment. We want to always be pushing against. No, stop it. Granted, someone may have to fill in, but you want to identify the spiritual gifts of the people in your congregation and align them with the things that are needed in the body. Why? Because when we operate in our spiritual gifts, then we are fortified. When you operate in your gifts, you are fortified, you are strengthened, you are encouraged, you are renewed. When you operate in a place outside of your gifts, it drains you. It doesn't revitalize you. You're not invigorated. It pulls from you. And then eventually you'll get tired of it and you'll stop going to church. Why? Because you don't want to do that. You're not being revitalized. God has created us as one body with many members, and each member has its own assignment. Stop trying to make people a neck that's a toe. A toe can't be a neck and a neck can't be a toe. That's why we all deformed. And the body of Christ and the church is looking deformed and acting deformed because we've got people out of position. Stop doing that. Identify people's gifts and align their assignments with their gifts. Give them choices of things to do that align with the giftings that they have. Not only will they be good at it, but it's going to encourage them, right? We live in a society and a culture that focuses on weaknesses. And it says that you should spend more time working on your weaknesses, because if you just work on your weaknesses, you'll be fine. That is inaccurate. You get the least amount of change or gains statistically shown. This has been shown in research. You get fewer gains working on a weakness than you do operating in a strength. When you put your time and energy in your strengths, you're going to see accelerated results. When you put it in an area of weakness, your change is going to be minimal. Don't believe me. Ask them what happened with Shaq when he had a free throw coach. He was shooting free throws. He began to hate the game. He didn't want to play. His performance went down in the areas where he's normally strong because so much attention had been placed on his weakness that it begins to demoralize. Listen, y'all, that's why he ended up at the Lakers. Pat Riley said, listen, I don't care if you ever hit a free throw. Do what you do in the paint. He said, bet. When you allow people to operate in their areas of strength, then you give them an opportunity to shine. You build their confidence, their self-esteem, and you allow them to see increased gains in the gifts. Stop trying to make everybody do everything. But everybody ain't supposed to do everything. Everybody ain't built to do everything. Now, you may need to know things, but you ain't got to. No. Mm-mm. 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 One body, many members, jointly fit together while we need each other. We need each other. Not just want each other, we need each other because we work together. Okay, so you want to identify your spiritual gifts. In identifying your gifts, you also want to identify your natural gifts. So you want to identify, hey, cousin, you want to identify your natural gifts. What are your natural gifts? Things that you do that doesn't require thought. Like you can get lost in it. You can just do it and do it and do it, and it's like not even working. Like this is a natural gift for me. It's a natural gift. It's also connected to my spiritual gifts, right? So this is a natural gift. Put me in front of a camera. Let me talk. I just need to talk. Talking ain't hard for me. Teaching ain't hard for me. This is something that is very natural for me. It is a natural gift. The gift of gab is what they say that I have. I can talk to anybody about anything, right? Listen, identify your natural gifts. I know anything that I do is going to deal with talking. I'm going to be talking. I might not be lifting nothing, probably won't, but I'm going to be talking. I can talk about it. So I know that that's a natural gift. It's not the only natural gift I have, but it's my predominant one, I would say, right? I'm going to encourage people. Spiritually, I have the gift of encouragement, but I am a natural encourager. I'm going to praise people. Now, we got to be careful. And let me tell you why we got to be careful. Sometimes we will be in a place where we're operating in our spiritual gift and our natural gift, but it's rooted in a place, angel number 133, that is based on survival and deficiency, right? So an encourager, listen to me, an encourager may find themselves encouraging from the place of a pleaser. An encourager may find themselves encouraging from the place of a pleaser. What does that mean? It means that growing up, your natural desire to encourage, it's a spiritual gift that you have. God gave it to you. Your natural ability to encourage people, compliment people, became something that you relied on for acceptance, liking, and love. Okay? So you began to do it, but it was coming from a place where you want people to like you and love you, right? But it's connected to your spiritual gift. Now, so what we have to do is kill the part where we do it expecting people to like and love us, right? So I'll give you an example. My husband and I were out eating. We were at, oh my goodness. Babe, what's that place? Ryan's. I think it's Ryan's. It's the buffet. Okay. So we're at Ryan's, and this Black couple came in. It was a man and a woman, and they had matching leather coats or something. And I said, "Oh, I like y'all's matching leather." And she just kind of looked at me, right, and went on. And he said she wasn't caring nothing about what you said. It's okay, because I wasn't doing it for her liking. I did it because that's what God prompted me to do. So I said it, so I wasn't connected to the outcome. Our problem is we get too connected to the outcome. We think that because we compliment somebody, they're supposed to respond a certain way. Or if we're nice to someone, they're supposed to be a certain way. Or if we do things for someone, then they're supposed to be a certain way. You can't do that, right? Because it's a setup. That's a trap. So the enemy will take that which God gives you for good and turn it into something that is meant for your destruction and your limitation. I don't know who I'm preaching to today, but this word fire, okay? Listen. So the enemy will take what God gave you and pervert it into something else. So now you feel inadequate from doing something that God gave you to do. You got to re-examine that. So we've got to be able to identify the root of things so that we can pull up the root, that negative part, so that you can operate in what God gave you to do without expectations of someone else responding a certain way to what you do. Huh? That's freedom. That's liberty, okay? So identify your gifts. You got to identify your spiritual gifts, and you got to identify your natural gifts. You need to know both of them. You need to know both of them. So you got to identify your areas of challenge, and you've got to identify your gifts. Why? When you know your areas of challenge and you know your gifts, then you can begin to put it together. But not yet. Hold on. There's one more thing you got to do. You identified your area of challenge. You identified your gifts, right? We're talking about your purpose now. We're talking about your purpose. All right. All right. ABC. All right. So let me do C. So in identifying your purpose, you identify your areas of challenge. You identify your gifts, both spiritual and natural. And now, next thing you need to do, okay? Then you want to identify your lessons learned. Identify your lessons learned. Okay, why? All right, so I want you to think about this. You got areas of challenge. Now listen, this is about identifying your purpose. We're still talking about identifying your purpose. This is the first step. This is the first step to fulfilling your assignment God's way. You want to identify your purpose. We know that you've got to identify your areas of challenge, identify your areas of challenge, identify your gifts, and now you need to identify your lessons learned. Why? When you identify your lessons learned, it allows you to look at your situation and your challenges not as a negative, but as an opportunity for growth. Identify the lessons you learned. Now you're mining your challenges. You're mining your situations. You're mining your trials. You're mining it. What does that mean, Dr. V? You're mining, you're digging in it for the jewels and the gems. Oh my God, this is good. Woo, my God. My God. My God. My God. Maybe I'm the only one that this is hitting, but this hitting real hard. My God. Ooh, Jesus. Come on now. Come on. So let me put this up here. So you want to what? Mind your trials, tribulations, and challenges. Mind them. What does that mean? You need to dig. You need to dig. You need to dig. You need to dig. Hold on. Okay. Acronym just dropped. Okay. Acronym. Dig. Woo, my God. Oh. Oh my God. Yes, you. Hey, baby. I love you. Listen, you need to dig. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Whew. Mm. Mm. It's gonna make sense. Give me a second. Let me write it out. Okay. Angel number 144. Let me get there. Develop introspective and gratitude. Bam! Listen, let me tell you something. When you did, God, I gotta write this down. This is all, oh my God. Develop introspective and gratitude, right? Introspective is your ability to look within. You got to be able to look within. Introspective. You got to be able to look within, see what in you drew you to that, what led you to be in that situation. How did you find yourself there? How did it impact you? You got to dig. How did it impact? How did you grow as a result of it? What did it build in you? And gratitude. Be grateful for it all. You got to be grateful. You got to develop gratitude for everything you've gone through. Gratitude for your trials and your tribulations. Gratitude for your challenges and areas of challenge. Gratitude. You got to be, God, I thank you that I went through this and I was able to grow as a result of it. I thank you that I survived this situation and I became stronger. I thank you that I have been able to walk away from this situation with introspection and insight. And I'm able to now, my God, I'm able to now take what I've learned and help somebody else. Thank you, God. Y'all mad at God because you went through what you went through. You got the wrong posture. Your posture is off and you're wondering why you cannot get the results that you desire because you're in the wrong posture. Your posture is wrong. Gratitude isn't just something that you give. It is a posture. What? Gratitude is a posture. It's a posture. Okay, so if you give thanks, right? If you give thanks, that's an act. That's the act of giving thanks, right? But imagine having a posture of gratitude. That means that your being is always in a state of finding something to be thankful for in any situation. Gratitude is a posture. It's a you listen. When somebody get on your nerves, be grateful that you got somebody to get on your nerves. Because you could have nobody. When somebody does something a way that's not the way that you wanted them to do it or you thought they should do it, be thankful that someone wants to do something for you or to assist you, right? If you take gratitude as a posture, your response to things, whether positive, quote unquote, or negative, quote unquote, because all things work together for the good. So is it negative if it works for your good? I'm just asking questions. Gratitude is a posture. Get in the posture of gratitude. Make it your posture. I try to stay grateful. I'm not always successful. But this one thing I do. Forgetting those things that lie behind, I press on towards the mark of the high calling. I'm not always successful at staying in the posture of gratitude. But I try to stay you know why? In a posture of gratitude, then you can appreciate the things that people do on another level. Now, I know my husband says that I be blowing smoke, right? He said, you know what that is? You know what that is? You know what that is? Blowing smoke. But really, I try to stay in a state, a posture of gratitude. See, I never want to take what he does for granted. I always want to be appreciative. Being appreciative looks like blowing smoke when people aren't accustomed to people doing that like that. Like my gratitude beyond another level. Like I'm grateful for little things, right? I'm really grateful for big things. But my gratitude is real. No, really, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I try to enjoy every experience of my life to the maximum. So when you see me eating and really enjoying food, it's because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the food, and I'm even more grateful that it tastes good. You understand? Listen, when you walk in an attitude, a posture of gratitude, then things become magnified. You become more sensitive to things. You become more sensitive to the value of things. I don't take things for granted. Like, I never want to take things. Nobody has to be nice to you. Nobody has to do anything for you. No one has to like you, love you. No one has to. Now, I'm not doing it from a place of I want you to like me. You can like me or not like me. My gratitude is my gratitude. So if my gratitude is not rooted in trying to get you to do a certain thing or be a certain way, which is manipulation and witchcraft, then my gratitude doesn't depend on your response for it to show up. It is my state of being. It is my posture. It's how I show up, regardless of how you show up or regardless of how you receive it. Let me tell y'all something. I'm doing things in my marriage and in my home that I have not done in a long, long time. Especially not on no regular basis. And some things I'm not, listen, I done had kids almost all my life. So almost all my adult life. So listen, when they could start busting a sud, they've been busting suds ever since. Okay. So God has been dealing with me about my posture when I do things. It's not what you do, it's the posture in which you do it, angel number 155. It's not just about what you do, it's your posture when you do it. It's your posture. See, that's why my husband can ask my last little bite with just the bread, and I say, what you doing? Wait, hold on, what? No, you can't. He's like, I just want no, to me, that's my last bite. I want my last bite, but I will gladly give you a bite of this brand new piece over here, right? Then after I get through and I'm like, oh God, I guess I could have gave it to him. I'm like, here. He's like, I don't want it now. Why? My posture. My posture told the story. My posture said, I don't want to give you that last bite of this one. I will give you this, but I don't want to give you that, right? So we know when people's posture is off. When it's off, it's wrong. It's not in alignment with what we desire. That's what I'm gonna say. We know that. He's like, no, I'm good. I don't even want it no more. Okay, let me eat it. We've got to understand that our posture is important. And our posture when it comes to life, living, love, God needs to be one of gratitude, because you ain't got to have none of it. You need to be grateful. Somebody ain't got it. But we take so many things for granted and we operate off of such a sense of entitlement. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do. No one has to do anything. Nothing. If you take an attitude, a posture of gratitude, angel number 155, if you take a posture of gratitude, then you will appreciate what people do instead of assuming that they're supposed to do it. You'll appreciate when people do it. So we've got to have a posture of gratitude to really maximize our life, right? I ain't saying you got to have it I'm talking about to maximize. You can live and not have a posture of gratitude. But a posture of gratitude increases your gratefulness for every experience that you encounter, no matter whether it seems positive or negative, good or bad, whatever it is. Like, you'll be able to appreciate it more. Okay? So you want to have a posture of gratitude. So you got to dig. You got to dig into your challenge, your trials, your tribulations. Digging what? Develop introspective and gratitude. You've got to. You got to be able to look inside and be grateful. That's where you get the lessons. That's where you get them, right? Okay. So, oh my God. This is good, y'all. This is good. Oh my God, this is good. Okay. So we know that we have to, in order to identify our purpose, we have to identify our gifts. I can't even go back that far. It's gone. Both spiritual gifts and natural gifts. Okay. We also need to identify our areas of challenge first, because our blessings are in our area of challenge. Okay. Then we want to identify our gifts. Then we want to identify lessons learned. We got to dig. Okay. We've got to develop introspective and gratitude. Right. All right. Um, hold on. Identify. Next thing we need to do. Next thing we need to do. D. Lessons learned. Okay. So we identified our lessons learned in that area, right? And then we need to identify blessings gained. What blessings came from this? Listen, in anything that happens in your life, there are blessings that come from it. What blessings were gained? What blessings were gained from it? What came out of it that was good? What were your blessings that came as a result of you going through it? Okay. Now, many times we can't find the blessing in a situation, but we can't find the blessing because we're looking at the situation wrong. We're looking at it from the wrong perspective. We're looking at it jacked up. So check this out. Check this out. There are numerous situations in the Bible, people's lives in the Bible, where when you look at them, what we'll do is we'll focus on the outcome, but we don't see all that they went through and how what they went through led to what they ended up with. Okay. So I'm going to choose one of them and I'm going to go through that. Okay. So here we go. Let's go to Naomi. I'm not going to talk about Ruth because Ruth got a husband out of the deal. Okay. Yeah, she lost his up, but she got a husband. So let's talk about Naomi. Here Naomi is. Okay. Naomi loses her husband. Her husband dies. All three of her sons die. It was three? I think it was three. Two or three. Her sons die. Okay. She tells her daughter-in-laws to go back to their people because her life is just so horrible, and she's getting ready. She's in a deep depression now, y'all. So she's just gonna go back home to her people, right? One daughter-in-law says, okay, I'm out, girl. She goes home. Now, she could have felt some type of way about it, and she may have felt some type of way about it, but Ruth stayed. Ruth said, where you go, I will go. Your God will be my God, your people will be my people. Okay, that's where we get that in wedding vows when people say that, right? That's where that came from. That was Ruth's vow to Naomi, all right? So now Naomi and Ruth go back home to her people. She's trying to make sure that they have food to eat. She's telling Ruth what to do, how to get the food. Ruth trying to feed them. She just wants to make sure that Naomi's good. She loves Naomi. She appreciates Naomi. Naomi is preparing her and telling her how. They're trying to get a kinsman redeemer to redeem Ruth, right? Which will bless Naomi. Well, the one that was legally in the position to be able to do it didn't want Ruth, right? But Ruth had found favor with Boaz because Naomi told her how to find favor with Boaz, okay? So now Boaz redeems Ruth. Now listen, Naomi lost her husband and her sons, lost all their property and stuff, left the place where she had been with her family to go back home to where she grew up. The kinsman redeemer didn't redeem Ruth, and so they out here just trying to make ends meet. Naomi's an old woman. She can't work, so Ruth got to do the work. So if Ruth hadn't come, Naomi would have really been struggling. What was the blessing in all of this? Listen, this is the blessing. God showed himself faithful. When Naomi lost everything, he allowed Ruth to stay with her. So although everyone was gone, her husband, her sons died, and her daughter-in-law left her, one stayed. See, it don't matter how many leave you. If one stay, that's the one you need to focus on. Hey, you focusing on the wrong people. You focusing on the people that have lied on you, that have lied to you, that have left you. Focus on the one who stayed. Focus on the one who's been faithful. Focus on the one who's really got your back. See, you focus on the other ones, you're getting depressed. Why are you focusing on them? Focus on who's with you. That's right, April. Don't focus on the wrong people. Focus on the people who are with you and not the ones who are not. Focus on the people that are standing with you and not the haters. Focus on the ones that listen. Antoine said, this is conference information. Stay tuned. That's what I'm going to say. Stay tuned. Stacey said, I was thinking about her yesterday. She got a new beginning. She did get a new beginning, but she got a new beginning because of who stayed, not who died or who left. Not only, listen to me, listen, not only did she get a new beginning, but listen, she was a part of the lineage that produced Christ. What? She was in the Jesus lineage. Naomi ended up in the Jesus lineage. What? Ruth, the one who was one of them people that wasn't supposed to really be, connected to them, bore a son who bore a son. Come on, y'all. We can't see the blessing because our perspective is skewed. And our perspective is so automatically geared towards the negative that we miss the positive in the very things that we're going through that everybody else is looking at and seeing as a negative. Where's the blessing? Find the blessings that you gained. This is how you begin to identify your purpose. Like, that's the whole thing right there in and of itself. I don't talk about nothing else. Maybe I didn't hit a lot right now. Last piece. Identifying your purpose. My God. Now, this is key because we'll miss something. Then the final step of identifying your purpose is ask God to show you how it all works together. Ask God to show you how it all works together, and he'll show you. Look, y'all, we made talking to God such a dramatic deal, right? Really, if you do this work, God will begin to show you, and it'll begin to come together, and he'll identify scriptures, and he'll point you to things, and he'll show you this, and he'll show you that. He'll bring it together for you, but you got to start the journey. We don't want to start the journey. We just want God to just drop it right there. No, you got to do some work. You got to mine some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta discover some stuff for yourself. Why? Once you discover it for yourself, nobody can take it away from you. I could go through. You can listen. Most people, I can tell them, "Oh, this your purpose. This your purpose." But if I tell them their purpose and they don't do the work, they're not gonna understand how it comes together. If I just tell them, they're not gonna see God on it. Right? So you got to let people do some work for stuff. Yeah, I could just give you the answer, but then you won't know how to get it when I'm not around. If you learn how to get it, then you can teach others how to get it. How do you impact change on a generation? You teach them how to do something. You don't give it to them. You show them what it looks like to do it. You don't just tell them to do it. You let them see you do that thing. See, I understand that it doesn't matter how much I tell my children that you want to have a healthy, productive marriage. If I haven't had one, it's difficult for them to know what that looks like as it relates to me. So I have to show them. I can't tell my daughter, you allow yourself to be soft, allow yourself to be vulnerable, but I'm running around here not being soft and vulnerable. I understand my daughter. My daughter's very much like me. Why? She was raised by me, raised by my trauma and my experiences with men, and it has affected her life. and how she views the world and how she views men and how she views relationship. So as I begin to shift my perspective, she began to see that. But not only that, she was already on her own journey. You understand? My goal is for my children to only have to be married one time in their entire life. That's my goal. That's my desire for them. My oldest son might not ever get married because of what he watched me go through. Might not ever do it. But if the younger ones can see it work for me, they can see that even in my latter days, I was able to not only be in position, but find me first so that I could become who God needed me to be before my husband came. See, because if you're not who you need to be, listen to me, you'll become who they want you to be. There are things that my husband wants me to do that some of it I'll do, some of it I won't. Some of it I'll do and some of it I won't. It's not being mean. It's that's not something that this is what I can do. This is what I can do, right? And knowing those things about myself up front, articulating those things about myself up front, so that it's not a switch and bait and switch. You know, I'm not baiting you in, telling you I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and then switch it up on you. I ain't got time for no bait and switch. Who I am is who I am. And I'm going to do what I do, right? But God has had me in a place where he was working on me first. I had to get my healing first. I had to discover my saboteurs first. I had to start working on me first. Many times, single people, you think you're ready for a spouse when you're not, because you haven't done the work on you first. There may be some things that you still got to dig in. You got to dig some stuff up. You got to deal with it. That way, when that person comes into your life, you're ready to receive them. Doesn't mean that you're completed, you're a finished product. It simply means that now you're in a place where someone else can enter your space without it changing who you are. Because you know who you are in God, not the who you are that you became in response to situations of the world, in response to how your parents raised you, in response to what you didn't have, in response to whatever. Yes, Antoine, it's a working process, right? Now, this is more than what I had anticipated, but hopefully this has been good. So at least you know that in order to fulfill your assignment God's way, you first must know your purpose. You got to identify your purpose, and I walked you through the steps of identifying your purpose. That's the first part. That's the first part, your assignment God's way. You notice that God was included in the identifying your purpose. You can never know your purpose outside of God. You can never know your purpose outside of God, not your God-given purpose, because if it's your God-given purpose, you need God to provide illumination and clarity on your purpose. Y'all, listen. Woo! Listen. Huh, my God. Mm. So that's step one. Step one is identify your purpose. Step one in completing your assignment God's way is identify your purpose. I can't even go into step two now. I'm gonna have to stop right here. I'll continue if God leads me that way tomorrow, but I feel like I'm supposed to stop right here. I feel like I'm supposed to stop right here. Now listen to me, and I want y'all to listen clearly, okay? When we are on this journey, There will be many things, people, situations, even self-talk that will come to distract us and keep us from getting there. It's one of the reasons that I do the no more sabotage. And I know y'all like that. Why you keep going back to this? Because, baby, this gives you that introspective that you need to help you identify those things that have been holding you hostage in a state of survival and not allowing you to fully thrive, because you limit God because of your past experiences. You limit yourself because of your past experiences. And some of it is so subconscious. You have believed lies that hold you hostage. And what I'm telling you is that this 6-week supercharge is going to allow you to not only identify and kill your saboteurs, right? Move you from surviving to thriving. That's my 2 courses. That's normally $140, right? But you will also have 6 weeks to work on those things. It's really a 7-week course, but I say 6 weeks because it's 6 weeks of active work and 1 week is like orientation. But it launches April 3rd. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to be in that class. You're going to want to be in it because I've got something coming that the only way you're going to be able to participate in it is if you've done the 6-week supercharge and or the no more sabotage classes. I'm not doing the no more sabotage classes anymore this month. I'm not doing it in the month of April either. I'm not doing it because I'm getting ready to make a shift. I told you guys some things were closing out in March. I meant that, right? I know people thought it was a joke. They thought it was a ploy. They thought it was just something that I was doing, something that I was saying. It's not. Starting in April, I've got a whole new pricing structure. Like everything is changing. Like my whole strategy is changing. So this is what I would encourage you to do. If you've missed the No More Sabotage classes, when I did them on a special 2 for $150, when I did them for both classes for $140, if you've missed it, unfortunately, you've missed it at that price range, okay? What you can do is take advantage of this 6-week supercharge and get those 2 classes integrated into the 6-week supercharge, along with accountability and learning additional strategies and tactics in order to assist you in killing your saboteurs. After this, everything changes for me. I've been very passionate about trying to make things affordable. But there's a shift. God is shifting some things because one thing I know about people is sometimes people don't value things if it's too accessible, if it's too affordable, if it's too, like they just don't. People don't tend not to value free. That's why people will miss the value of the information that I give in these drive-bys. Antoine said, this is conference info. It absolutely is, but I over deliver. That's what I do, right? So anytime you pay for something, you're always going to get more than what you paid for. The value is going to be exceedingly above what you actually pay. But God is getting ready to bring some things into alignment for me in the area of finances. And so I just know there's a shift. I don't tell y'all that to scare you. I tell you it because it's true. So after the end of this month, the prices that you've seen from me, you're not going to see. So before the shift, I'm trying to let you know you're going to need to 6-week supercharge. If you can't attend the classes live, you can attend, you can get the recordings and you'll have access to the recordings, but you're going to want to be a part of it. The 6-week supercharge is, I'm continuing the price at 11% discount. You get the base course for $300. You get the VIP one with 2 1-hour sessions with me for $400, and the VIP 2 with 4 1-hour sessions with me in addition to the 6 weeks for $500. Or you can get the base class for 2 people for $500. They must be purchased at the same time. And yeah, so there's that. Go to bit.ly/no more supercharge 1. Afterpay is available. They'll break it up into 4 payments over 8 weeks. Now you can't beat that. So there's that. Now listen, I pray that this information has blessed you. You've gotten some nuggets that will assist you, but nuggets mean nothing if you don't use them. You got to use them. I pray that you will use them and allow them to work in your life so that you can see the fruit of your labor. God is trying to get you someplace. There's a place that he's trying to take you, but you're going to miss it if you don't do some basic stuff. So I'm trying to give you some basic stuff that you can do that will assist you in preparation for where God is taking you. This is free. All you got to do is watch it, share it, send it to somebody who can benefit from the information. Don't be stingy with it. Why? Somebody else needs this information. But don't send them information that you ain't using, that you won't use. Don't do that, because they're going to be looking at you like you're stupid. And I don't want that. So make sure that you are applying the information. This is the next thing. This morning, God gave me this program. And it's called Destiny Driven. A Journey to Greatness. Destiny Driven, a Journey to Greatness, right? But you can only participate in this program if you've either had the No More Sabotage 1 and 2, or you've had the No More Sabotage and the Supercharge, or you've had the Supercharge. You have to have had the No More Sabotage. If you've not had the No More Sabotage, you can't do Destiny Driven. Listen, this program is an 8-week program. That's 2 months of your life, an 8-week program. Listen, if you want to know more about Destiny Driven, then put Destiny Driven in the comments. There is an interview process for it. You have to be approved to be a part of it. Not everybody is going to be accepted. Why? Because there's a place that we're going and some things that we're going to do that are going to require a level of commitment that, frankly, I don't believe everybody's willing to give. And I'm not going to waste your time or mine, right? I understand that if you want to really get to destiny, you'll do what you got to do. See, but it ain't for everybody. And if you haven't dealt with your saboteurs, you don't know your saboteurs, you don't know how to kill them, then that's going to be too much work on, because you're going to sabotage yourself and you're going to interfere with our ability to get results as a group, right? So listen, this is not just about individual success. This is about group success. So if you want to know more about the Destiny Driven program that's going to launch in April, put Destiny Driven. Y'all, I'm getting ready to do some stuff that is next level, because it's time. It's time for me to elevate, and it's time for me to help you elevate. Okay? See, this next level, let me not even say that. It's not even a level. This is about dimension. This is about dimension. This is dimensional. This particular program, I'm only going to do twice a year. I'm only going to do it twice a year. So if you don't get in this time, you can reapply next time. Maybe by then you will have done some of the other stuff that's needed, right? And you may say, Dr. V, well, if I want to do Supercharge, can I do Destiny Driven? You can. They're going to be two different things, right? Destiny Driven is based on your knowledge of, so to do Destiny Driven, you have to have either had both of the No More Sabotage classes, or both the No More Sabotage classes and the Supercharge. Listen, Destiny Driven is this next level. So this requires next level commitment. So what I'll be doing is reaching out to those of y'all who put Destiny Driven, and I will set you up to go through the interview process. It is a rigorous process. I'm being honest with you guys. It's a rigorous process. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I heard from God, angel number 147, 14 and 7. That's a lot of sevens, y'all. That's a lot, like 3 sevens right there, right? That's double sevens and a 7, right? This is why it's rigorous. It's rigorous because I don't have time to play. This is not going to be pity pat. I'm not pity patting with you. This is for people that are really serious about getting to their destiny. It means that you got to deal with you. And that means that you got to already have done some work so that you can dig deeper. Okay? So don't be offended if you're not selected. It just means that you're not ready yet. Okay? So just telling y'all up front, so y'all hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. I mean what I'm saying. There's a place that God is taking us that we can't play with. But if you ain't ready for it, you ain't ready for it. Okay? So, that said, I pray that this word blessed y'all today. I pray that you got what you needed. I pray that he ministered to your spirit. Now, look, for those of you that know that God is getting ready to do something, that know that God desires to give you a breakout, I want you to think about this breakout season like jailbreak. Just like a jailbreak, like you've been in prison and you got a whole jailbreak. Listen, it means that there's some violence required. Dr. B, what do you mean violence? Listen, the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. You think the enemy's getting ready to play pity pat with you about your destiny? He's not. There is a breakout that God is doing, and it's going to require another level of your showing up, another level of your existence. Okay? So if you desire a breakout and you feel compelled to sow a breakout seed, sow that breakout seed at Cash App $DRV Johnson 777, Cash App $DRV Johnson 777. I know God is getting ready to do some amazing things. I want you to get ready because he's not playing with us or about us. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. We absolutely. No, wait, hold on. Don't go nowhere yet. This angel number 147147 keeps staying up there. So let me go on and check that one out and tell y'all what that says. When angel number 147 shows up in your life, it comes as a confirmation from your angels that you are on the right path in life. The choices that you have made in your life have put you on the path to spiritual awakening. What we talking about? Destiny driven, right? Okay, I'm just checking. And the fulfillment of your divine purpose. Angel number 147 may appear in your life in many ways, including in important addresses, phone numbers, and times of day or night when you receive an unexpected phone call or message. When you see angel number 147 showing up in all of these ways, give thanks. Oh, to your angels for putting you on the path to the achievement of your higher purpose. Angel number 147 receives its vibrational essence from the combined energies of the numbers 1, 4, and 7. The energy number of the number 1 is positive, optimistic, ambitious. When this energy infuses your being, you feel as though new beginnings are right around the corner and that you're ready to take on anything. The energy of the number 4 is practical, able, and determined. When the energy of this number infuses your being, you feel energetic, capable, and disciplined, willing, and able to bring projects to completion and lay solid foundations for future success. The vibrational energy of the number 7 is highly spiritual in nature. When this energy influences your life, you begin to hear the calling of your higher self, your higher purpose. The vibration of number 7 allows you to access the inner wisdom that informs your being, bringing your soul mission into sharp focus. That's why I had to stop. That's why I had to stop. Angel number 147 also has a special relationship with the number 3, since this is the root number that 147 reduces to. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 7 is 12. 12 is a master number, but 1 and 2 is 3. Okay. The number 3 resonates with an energy that is creative, imaginative, optimistic, and inspiring. When the energy of number 3 influences your life, you're able to find creative solutions to problems at work and at home. When the energy of number 3 shines through your angel number 147, you feel inspired to pursue your higher purpose in life. My God, today. The energy of the number 3 also enhances your connection with God and the angels. This vibration brings inspired and creative ideas that will uplift your spirit, bringing youthful optimism and joy. When the angels and spirit guides send messages containing angel numbers 147, take a look at your repetitive thoughts and ideas. They may be telling you to pay closer attention to your inner wisdom and to get in touch with your higher self through prayer, mantras, visualizations, and meditations. Listen, let me tell y'all something. God is trying to get us to a place, baby, and we're going to miss it if we don't pay attention. Look, I pray that this word blessed you, that you got what you needed. I know for me, I got what I needed. And I know that God is doing something amazing and incredible, and that seemed impossible, but now he makes all things possible. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Be blessed. Mwah.